Hello friends, and thank you for joining me in this tutorial. I'm so glad you're here with me. We are going to make this beautiful, beautiful neck warmer. It is like so warm and so luxurious looking that you're going to absolutely love it. I make it with Yarnspirations CARON Swirl Cakes in the Lovely Layers collection, and the colorway is called Toasted Marshmallow. Isn't that beautiful? Just love it. I love the names of their yarn. It is a bulky 5-weight yarn, 8-ounce, 227-gram ball, and 252 yards on that ball. You can make so much. I made this beanie as well to go with it, and you can find that beanie tutorial on my channel as well. So you should make yourself a set because it really, really is very, very beautiful. And between the two of them, I still have, I would think, almost half a ball still left. Okay, so you're going to want to grab this yarn. You're going to want to grab your 41 peg loom, and we're going to make this beautiful, beautiful neck warmer in this video. But please see my channel and look up that beanie tutorial as well, and make yourself a set. And you're going to just absolutely love it. Okay, my friends, so thanks for joining me, and let's get started. To begin this project, we're going to use our 41 needle loom. I'm going to take my yarn, I'm going to put a slip knot on it, and we're going to attach that to our anchor peg, which is this one right down here, okay? And then we're going to begin using the E-wrap cast on. So to do that, this is peg 1, 2, 3, all the way around to 41. We're going to start on our peg 1. I'm just going to tuck that under to get it out of the way. We're going to wrap it around the back, the front, and the back. Back, front, back, all the way around like this, doing an E-wrap, okay? Very, very easy to do. And if you put it on its side on your lap, put it right on its side, then you can, up like this, then you can put these on very easily. But for the sake of getting this shot in the camera, I'm gonna just leave it on the table and do it. We're gonna go around just like this with our yarn until we cast onto every one of our pegs, okay? Just like so. I just knit a beanie, well, not just, but I knit a beanie as well, and using the same yarn. And so this is the rest of the yarn, and I could probably get a good length scarf out of the rest of the ball of this yarn, but I'm going to do a neck warmer just because I think the neck warmer with the beanie is going to be a really nice set, and you will have seen that at the beginning of the video. I had posted a picture of both, and so I encourage you, go out and get this same yarn and give it a go because it really is beautiful. Okay, so we have cast on to all 41 needles. I'm going to just hold this and push down on all of these needles here. Just like this. And now that we're done that, we're going to begin our 3-row repeat. Friends, this is an easy pattern, but it looks so beautiful when it's done, okay? We are going to continue we've got our cast on row. Now we're gonna begin our first row. We're gonna wrap an E-wrap the same way we did on our cast on row. We've pushed all the first row down, and we're gonna just now wrap all of the pegs once again. Just like so, okay? So go ahead and wrap all the pegs right around to peg 41. Just like this. Now this yarn, I don't know if it's the wool in it or the way it's like a brushed kind of feel, but as you move your finger up, it kind of pushes it down and you get a bit of a lump. So every once in a while, you have to just put absolutely no pressure on that as you're putting it around your pegs to get that little wider part over your needles, and keep going, because you don't want to have a bunched up yarn, like piece of yarn here where it's really, really thick in one spot, okay? So you keep doing that till you get all the way around. Almost there. Okay, this is peg 41 that I just wrapped. Now you're going to take your finger, and from your left hand, you're going to hold it over peg 1 or 2, whichever you're more comfortable doing, okay? And you're going to now knit off peg 41. So take your loom hook, take that bottom loop of peg 41, and put it over top, okay? Over the top loop and over the top of the peg. And that will secure this yarn so you can let it go. Otherwise, it's gonna unravel the rest of your row that you just nicely did. And from there, we're going to start knitting. So we're going to take that bottom loop from our first peg, put it over that top one and over the peg. Take the bottom one on the second peg, go over that top loop and over the peg. Doesn't matter if you go under that loop to catch it like I'm doing here, or if you go over it and pull it up and over. Whatever you're most comfortable with, either way works, okay? I prefer to go underneath. That's just my habit that I do, okay? And you're gonna go around and you're gonna knit off every peg till you get to the end of the row, and then I'll meet you back. All right, so I've completed row 1, and I stopped partway through and I clicked my clicker to put row 1. I like to know what row I'm actually working on, not what row I finished. So I clicked on row 1, and then after I cast on, I'm gonna push these all down, then I'm gonna E-wrap them all again for row 2. Let's go ahead, push these all down. Just fine. You can push part of them down and then wrap up a few and then push more down and wrap that way, or you can just go ahead and push them all down and then wrap. So I've got my yarn end coming off from behind peg 41. I'm going to go back and I'm going to E-wrap peg 1, E-wrap peg 2, peg 3. I'm going to E-wrap all the way around again for my second row. So row 1 and row 2 are E-wrap and knit. E-wrap and knit. Okay, so go ahead, finish E-wrapping row 2. Then we will meet you back when I get to peg 41 and go from there. All right, so I'm at peg 41. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold that yarn end again with my finger, and I'm going to take the bottom loop of peg 41, put it over that top loop and over the peg to secure my yarn end, okay? And then I'm going to go and knit off all the other pegs. And once I get done this row, then I can remove this anchor, the knot off the anchor peg, okay? So go ahead, knit off every peg just like so until you get to the end, and I'll see you back. All right, so I finished my second row of knitting. I unhooked my anchor peg and I put it in the center. I just pulled it through from the back here and put it into the center just so we can get that out of the way. If we keep that on there, and the longer we get, then it's going to start really pulling on this because we have no give. Okay, so now for the third row, we're not going to push these down. We're going to leave them up because we're going to do a row of purls. And to do a purl, what we got to do is we got to put that yarn end underneath that loop. So we've got our top loop here from our previous row. We're going to just lay that across, just like that. Hold it with your thumb on the edge of your loom. You're going to put your pick underneath that top loop, just like that. Scoop up that bottom. Make a loop with it, just like that. Take the whole thing off your peg, then put that loop onto the peg and pull. Okay, that's a purl. I'm going to do that for the next one. So you're going to put your yarn across the bottom of your peg. You're going to put your hook into the loop from the top down of that top loop. You're going to go over top of that yarn. You're going to scoop it up, make a little loop just like that. Take the whole thing off your peg and then put the loop onto the peg. That's how we make a purl. Okay, we're going to do this for every peg all around our loom. All 41 pegs get a purl. Okay, so make sure you're using your counter and you mark row 3. So row 1 is a knitted row, row 2 is a knitted row, and row 3 is a purl row. Then you repeat that process 9 times in total. So we're going to have a total of 27 rows. If you want it wider, you just keep going in multiples of 3. And if you just want to keep it the same as what I've got it, we're going to do 27 rows of knit, knit, purl, knit, knit, purl. So first row is knit, second row is knit, third row is purl, all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way around. When I get to peg 41, I'll see you back. All right, so I have completed row 3. I decided to take the table away to show you how I wrap when I don't have a table. Okay, I'm going to push all those down because we're going to repeat the row 1 now, and we're going to do E-wraps and knitting for the next 2 rows. So I always hold my loom like this, okay? And then I just go like this all the way around. I just find, and it's probably how you do it too. When you're not videotaping on a table, then it, it makes the most sense to find something that's most comfortable for you. So this is how I E-wrap when I am not videoing. So almost at peg 41. There we go. Then I'm going to hold that with my finger. I'm going to knit peg 41 just to hold that yarn there, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to knit off each peg. This is how I actually do it all the time too. I just hold my loom like this and I work this way. Now here's another shot of how I told you you can scoop it from the top and go over. Top and go over. Some people do that. I know they like that. I have a friend who I think does it that way, but I prefer to just go underneath. Just like this. So I've marked on my counter, row 4. Then I will do a knitted row 5. And then for row 6, I will do a purl. Then I'll do a knitted row, a purl row. Repeating that 3-row repeat until you get the thickness that you want. And again, for me, I'm going to do 27 rows. So I'm going to repeat the 3-row repeat 9 times. Okay, so go ahead, friends, get that done. And when you're there, when you have it to the desired width that you want, I'll see you back. Okay, we've got that done. And isn't it beautiful? Like, it just looks so, so pretty. That's the right side. This is, of course, the underside. So now I've done my I've done the row repeat 9 times. And so I just finished row 27. But because we started out with 2 knits and then a purl, so we did 2 rows of knitting, 1 row of purl. On my 27th row, that is a purl row. So I'm going to end my piece with 2 more rows of knit. Okay, so then I have 2 at the end on this side and 2 at the end up here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to E-wrap all around. I'm going to do it off camera in a minute. And I am going to knit off this row. Then I'm going to do it 1 more time and then we'll bind off together. Okay, so go ahead and knit 2 rows. 2 more rows to finish off your piece and then see me back, okay? All right, my beautiful koala knits and knacks friends, we are done. Like, look at that. It's gorgeous. I just love the coloring that works up on this particular yarn. It's just absolutely stunning. Okay, so now that we have that completed, we're going to do a stretchy cast off. So what I've done is I've made my tail 2.5 times the length of my loom. So I wrapped my yarn end around 2.5 times and I cut that off because we need a very, very long yarn end for this one. Now we've been loom knitting going from peg 1 all the way to peg 41. What we're going to do now is we're going to take it and go backwards. Okay, so what I like to do first is I take my needle and I go from the top to bottom of peg 41 with that strand. Okay, and this is where our beginning stitch is going to be. So now we're going to focus on the first 2 needles going to the left. So peg 41 and peg 40. We're going to take our working yarn behind peg 41, put all that strand into the middle. We're going to go behind peg 41. Then we're going to grab our stitch from peg 40 and go from the top of it down to the bottom and pull our yarn end through. Okay, but we're not going to make it tight. We're just going to have it nice and loose just to get it through. Don't pull it like this because then our edging will be tight. So I just want it nice and a loose tension. Then we're going to go back to that first needle, which is peg 41. We're going to put our needle underneath that loop that's on the peg and go up. Just like so. Pull that yarn through. Okay. So now we've completed these first 2 stitches and we're going to forget about this 41 and we're going to take this next one. The second stitch now the second peg now becomes peg 1 and then the next one is peg 2. We're going to go behind peg 1. Make sure that this goes behind and not in front. We're going to go behind peg 1 and then go down the loop on peg 2, okay? And pull through. Unhook it when it catches on the loop. So when you see this coming over, you can put your finger there just so that it stays behind and doesn't fall in front, okay? So this is peg 1. We went behind it. We went down from the top, down to the bottom of the loop on the peg the new peg 2, we're going to go back to loop 1 and go from the bottom and go up. These bent these bent needles work very, very well. You can see it's got a little bend in it. I get them on Amazon. They're metal needles, and I absolutely love them. Okay, so up through peg 1. And we're going to pull that through. And again, we're keeping it loose. We're just going to do it until we have, until it's straight across, but no pulling and tightening, because otherwise, again, we're going to have a very tight band at the top or the bottom, whichever way you decide to wear this, okay? So now, peg 1 is this one, and this was peg 2. We're going to now make peg 2 peg 1. So we're going to take that yarn, we're going to go behind our new peg 1 and down through the loop on our new peg 2. Pull that through, and remember, this remains behind. Don't let it slip in front. Then we're going to go back to peg 1. We're going to go underneath that loop and up. And pull through, okay? This was peg 1, this was peg 2. This now becomes peg 1. So basically what you're doing is you're always going to, wherever your yarn is coming out, you're going to skip over that next one and go down. Maybe that's an easier way of saying it. So the yarn is coming out from behind this peg. We're going to skip the one, go down the loop on the next one, making sure that that yarn goes behind the one that you skipped, and that when you put it onto through the loop here, that it doesn't go onto this side. It has to stay between. So this piece of yarn here is between these two needles, okay, or pegs. And then you're going to come back and you're going to go up on that stitch. Then you're going to go behind the next one and down through the loop, making sure that stays on that side, down through the loop, and then up. Very, very easy stitch, but it makes for a beautiful loose edging, okay? So now I'm coming out behind that one. I'm going to miss this next one and go down through the next one. That would be considered peg 2 in this process. This is coming between the two. Sometimes it wants to slip and go around like this when you're coming down through that loop. Don't let it. Pick it back up and bring it between those two, okay? And then go back to that one that you missed and go up. You're going to do this all the way around your loom. Let me do one more for you, okay? So we're going to go behind that one, pick up this one by going down in through that stitch, then go back to that one that you missed and go up. It's fun. I actually really like doing this. I find it it's very satisfying. Okay, so down. And up. And you'll notice again, my tension is very loose. Okay. Miss one. Go down. Doesn't take long. Once you get the swing of it and you see the patterning, the worst part is when it catches around all the pegs. Otherwise, it's easy. So down and up. So my friends, continue that all the way around your loom, and when you're done, I'll see you back. All right, so I made it around. I have just not worked peg 1. So because we started on 41, we're going to go behind peg 1. We're going to pick up peg 41. Just continue the cycle. Come up for peg 1. Okay? Just like that. Okay? And then we are essentially done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down into peg 41. I'm going to make a slip knot just like that. Okay? Now you can go ahead and you can remove all of your stitches from your pegs just like that. All the way around. And when you're done, I'll see you back. I've got it off my loom. We have a beautiful stretchy edge, which is just wonderful. It's not going to be too tight on your neck. And now all you got to do is tie in your ends, okay? So I'm going to tie a knot where I need to have a knot. So this one isn't knotted well enough. So I'm going to go ahead and put one more in there. We just don't want this to unravel. Okay, just one more is all I need. Then I'm going to begin working this through my work in the back. Okay, so I'm going to take that into the back and go through some rows of stitches, picking up the loop and go down. Okay, and from there, I'm going to just pull it so it's even with the top there and not too tight. I don't want it to pucker. Then I'm going to go back up, pick up some stitches. That's 2, and then come down again. 3, cut that off. This end is hidden, and I'm going to do that with any ends that I have. I just have one more here, okay? This is where we ended off, and I'm going to give that one more tie, and I'm going to do the same thing, and then I'll see you back. Okay, so after I got all the ends tied in and stuff, I assessed it and I thought, you know, I wanted it loose, but it's just a little too loose. So what you can do is this very top row that we just did, you can take it and you can pull it. Just like this. Don't make it too tight though, but just make it to where you want it. And as you pull that top row, you see how that yarn end starts to grow? And you're just gonna snug it up to where you want it to be. Better to have it loose when you start and then to customize it to where you want it. See how much I'm pulling out there? I want to make sure I don't get too much. I want it to still be stretchy and to have enough, but I don't want it to be all really big and loopy. So I'm just going to snug this up a little bit. I'm actually getting quite a bit out of there. I would rather do it this way and tighten it afterwards than to tighten my tension around the loom while I'm casting off and then to find that it's too tight, because you can't make it bigger, but you can make it smaller. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way around just like this. Take a look at it. That neatens up the end just a little bit, and then I'm going to, where did I end off here? Got to find it now that I let it go. I got to figure out which one it is. There we go. Okay. There we go. One more here. Catch up to the one that I did a little further down, okay? And now that I've got a big loop like that, I'm literally, you can take it to the beginning and then tie it off with your end piece, but I already cut that off. So I went around and I'm going to just now give this a little tie, put a knot in it, and I'm going to hide those ends. And then I've made this a little bit smaller and a little bit neater. So you have the option of doing that as well when you're done. It's very quick and very easy to do. And again, I recommend you do it after and not have your tension so tight while you're binding off that when you get it off the machine, then you wish, oh man, I wish that I would have done it looser. Do it loose like I showed you, and then adjust it. Make your fine tunings after you get it off your loom, and you'll be very happy with it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hide this end just like that, so you can't even tell. Go up, come down one more time, and then cut them off. Okay. All right, so there we have our beautiful, beautiful neck warmer. It's just lovely. And we're going to just measure it for you. I'm going to just measure it for you. This measures 6 inches if it's not stretched. Like once it's on, like there's lots of give in there, but just laying flat like that is 6 inches. And that's perfect for me. I love that length, okay? So nice and warm and beautiful. It looks great with the beanie that you see peeking out underneath, okay? You can find that on my channel as well. We made it out of the same yarn, so we have a beautiful, beautiful set, okay? So thanks again, my friends, for joining me in this tutorial. I sure appreciate you. I'm looking forward to doing more loom knitting videos. I've got circular knitting and crochet videos on my channel, and I'm going to start adding some more loom knitting as well, because I just love that craft as well. So please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and come on over to my Facebook group, Koala Knits and Knacks. Come over and join that. You're gonna love the group of crafters that we have over there. They're so encouraging, so creative, and just wonderful. It's a wonderful, wonderful group, and you're going to want to be a part of it. So come on over. I'll put the link below. And I'd be so happy to see your work and interact with you over there. So please come on over. You won't regret it because it really is a wonderful group. So thanks again for joining me. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video and to make yourself a neck warmer. I hope you really, really love it. Please show us in my group. And again, I've mentioned it already, but please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help me. And share the video wherever you can, just to help me get my videos circulated to a wider audience. So thanks again, my friends. We'll see you in the next video. Take care and have a wonderful day.